And now, the main event, where tonight's entertainment is the review of entertainment. We like movies, we like television, and we like overthinking it. Introducing the podcast of critics.
Hello and welcome to the podcast of critics. I am Ashley.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Addie.
Joined again to finish the Hunger Games first movie.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Okay, well, we need a little bit more. We need a little context at the top. That's
as good as it's gonna get.
Remember
for me.
who the real enemy is.
That's the next movie.
Y'all just throwing out quotes. Y'all just throwing out quotes. The last up to bring us back. This whole episode ended up being 4 hours long. We've split it into 2 episodes. Thank you for coming back. We're picking up.
If you were patient enough to come back.
Please, I hope you were.
Please come back. Please.
Without any further ado, we're going to jump back into the episode proper, picking up with, I believe, if memory serves, Katniss should be heading into the games. Here's the rest of the episode. Thank you.
But I did want to talk about the way that they're transported to the hovercraft or whatever.
I don't like the look of the hovercraft, I just want to say.
They're fucking terrifying.
I think they look kind of boring.
They're very military.
Not even. They look like a big block.
There's
no shape to them. I don't like the weird
Incredibles
metal.
hovercrafts are more fun. IMHO.
Yeah. I just don't like. Out of all the really good design work going on in this movie, I don't like the look of the hovercrafts.
It's just a utility.
That's what I don't like about it. The Capitol is all about style and has no style.
Yeah, because even
when
the
it comes
bullet,
to
the train was silver.
They're military. Which I guess is kind of the point, is that it's very utilitarian.
Delivering the lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah.
It's not
same
that
thing with
serious.
I don't like that it looks like, I don't like the cornucopia either. I don't like how that looks.
It did look horrible.
I don't like the ugly sheet metal look of some of the Capitol stuff.
Yeah, and
you
that
gotta
wasn't
save
CGI.
costs somewhere. It's got to be aluminum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they did make that thing.
They did. No, yeah, it's not CGI. They made that giant thing.
You got to save costs somewhere. Because you
It's
spent a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
It's the only iPhone future type thing where it's just it's going to be a big ugly blob and not something that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm I just hate that. Like Dune, the new Dune movies kind of have that visual to them too sometimes, where I'm like, I like some of this, some of it I'm just like, this is just ugly.
It's interesting too, because I think the cornucopia in the book was supposed to look appealing.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be shiny and appealing, but this black blob-like structure, this is ominous. I don't necessarily want to run towards that. It kind of gives more of an indication on what the beginning is, which is a bloodbath.
But you were saying as we transition and up into the games, Ash?
I just want to talk about the tubes that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
I did say, sorry not to interrupt, just hang out in the room without the tube. Just don't go up the tube.
Yeah, please just kill me.
If you want to just get it over with, just I'm not going in the tube. It's just me and Senna in here, so I'm just gonna he can call the cops and we can just sit and play cards until it happens, and
Yeah, no agency though. But did y'all?
I'm not a PETA. I'm I didn't need to die on my own terms.
They'll hurt your family to get you
That's
to do.
right. That was the other.
Yeah,
that was the other explanation. You're right.
But this is just a whimsy thing for me. Did y'all have to go to the banks with your parents when y'all were kids when there were actual checks that needed to be deposited and shit, and you saw the little thing go in the tube, the check went in the little thing? Did y'all ever want to travel in those? Because I did.
Pharmacies, pharmacies have them too.
Yeah. I always wanted to go in the pneumatic tubes, and I thought that was really cool.
Bring back public transportation and pneumatic tubes.
Mm-hmm.
I love them, and I think with banks going
maybe
away,
even public transportation
like a
through
physical
pneumatic
thing.
tubes.
I think that's the way.
I'm cool.
Under the ground, in the air.
Wasn't the
Like the
London
Jetsons?
train called the tube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Jetsons have that?
Right, I think they do. You're right. They do have the tubes. Yeah, they do have the tubes and the Jetsons.
Meet the Robinsons does too.
It's maybe that's what our future entails.
The mom in the Jetsons. Hear me out.
No. I don't disagree with you. I just don't want to hear you out.
The way she grabs his whole wallet.
Oh yes, that was woof.
Y'all remember in the intro, she grabs his whole wallet, he hands her $1, and she just takes the whole wallet from him.
That's your kind of bitch.
It's a great bit. Love it. Love a woman that just wants to use me.
And history says that that's true. Moving on.
We tube on up into the games.
We tube on up into the games. We get the countdown, and we like it's a very quick countdown. Like if we're counting seconds, that is not how you count like it's very accelerated.
They did not Mississippi that shit.
Yeah, correct. You did it Mississippi-lessly.
Mississippi-lessly. Wow.
But then like there's a silent cut, and I thought this kind of showed it's like a great symbolism here of like how whiny and pouty this motherfucker is. Cut to like countdown. We're getting there. Cut to Gale in the field, dead silence.
Silence.
Oh yeah.
Pouty boy.
Just
Not
him
even
like playing
watching
with a
it.
piece of grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking off into the woods he's not going to go run off into, the pussy.
Like, what in the fuck?
Yeah.
Kind of selfish too. Like, how can you not be on edge, wanting to see the moment that it happens, like what happens to your best friend?
Like it's honestly one of those things where you can't look away. You know, like it's such a bad train wreck you can't look away. This would be one of those things. For me, like if any of you were in that shit, I'm glued to the fucking television. I'm y'all watch how I watch sports. I'm yelling.
You got to root for it. Yeah.
I'm fucking yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a voice.
I would be too anxious to not watch. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And the not knowing would kill me, and I don't understand that.
But we also saw his reaction to the PETA and Katniss public coming out of, oh, they're the star-crossed lovers. You know,
So
they have that
mad.
whole gimmick. I think he was a little jealous. A little
Very
jelly going
jealous.
on there.
Yeah, there's a 2-year difference there, which is like acceptable, I
At that
suppose.
age, yeah.
However,
Especially in limited resources, you know.
I
Not very many.
Talk about not many options, yeah. We only grow 3 women a year.
What the hell?
but even still, like, what is he doing? Like, why? I don't know. Like, at that point, like, all right, well, let me like watch to see what the op is doing. I don't know. Like,
Get over yourself, Gale.
honestly. And really, Liam Hemsworth, get over yourself. You're trash.
You're not the Witcher.
You're never going to be the Witcher. Not my Geralt.
Not my Carol.
No, literally. I'm glad he's not an actor I really like.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, this is one of those performances where I'm like,
That's fine.
you did a great job making me hate you. But I don't know if that was because I already hated you or not.
Part of it is knowing kind of what's coming and knowing the end game, I guess. But yeah, just not even in this.
No, even as a kid watching this for the first time, not even knowing, but like just watching him, because the Mockingjay, if I remember correctly, Mockingjay the book did not come out till after the first movie had come out. If I remember correctly.
Oh, after the Hunger Games came out? Yeah, you're right.
So we didn't know how this ended either. In general.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So for all we knew, Katniss could end up with Gale.
But I remember watching this in theaters and being like, ugh. Like he could have done this so much better. Like he's just trash.
Do you think he's an unnecessary part of the story?
No.
Do you think he's cuttable
No.
from books and movies to where like cutting him loses nothing, or does he add something even if it's just? Does he add more than a pointless love triangle?
I can't decide. I think that's a great question.
I think it's one to have, not that we don't necessarily have to answer now, but one to have in the back of our heads as we move
I
through
think
the
for
series.
now, especially for this one,
I think what he adds to this one is purely the subversion at the top that we think it's going to be her friend who's built up to be picked, and then it's some other guy. That it's PETA. I think that adds a little something to the very start of it. That adds an expectation we have going in that is then like ripped out from under us, and that leaves us in the space where she's in, where she does not know what happens next. But that makes him that is more of him functioning as a really interesting plot device and not really as a character.
but does she volunteer as tribute with him not in the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't, like, he has nothing to do. That's Gale's great issue as a character, is he has nothing to do with anything. He informs zero real decisions for her other than like, again, inspiring like her idealism that develops. But
Even still, it's not him inspiring.
it's not him alone. No.
And if nothing else, because she says in the book too, He's like, sometimes she just lets him talk so he can talk itself out.
Well, that's
Typical guy. Ugh.
This is what we do with you two.
I never just rant on about things no one's listening to.
No, not ever, not once, not for 9 episodes, 10 episodes.
Oh my goodness.
But I think too, like, I don't know. I think I initially liked him in the books a little bit. I rooted for him, kind of, at first.
I did. I remember. I liked the best friend concept.
The friends to lovers.
He was more similar to Katniss than Peeta, but I mean, it's been years since I read the whole trilogy. I can't remember what purpose he serves past, like, beyond.
Even having read it recently, it's not coming to mind that there was any particular purpose. Not in this first book. Now, I'm going through these books as we're doing episodes, so I have not gotten to Catching Fire yet or Mockingjay. So I'll keep you updated.
Something to
as we go.
think about. Yeah.
And certainly, definitely something to think about. But right now, my initial stance is yes, he serves a purpose. But now that I'm thinking about it, not this book.
I just know eventually he is no longer relatable to Katniss.
She grows beyond him. She outgrows him.
He's talking out of his ass, and Katniss is like, I actually know what happens out there with the Capitol.
I did it. You didn't.
Yeah, like, I'm the one that did this shit and suffered in this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
The games start here. So let's start that as we try and finish this episode in a reasonable time.
2.5 hours in. Let's talk about the games.
Well, and that's kind of how the movie itself goes, so it's okay.
It is, yeah. Like, the games are honestly only like a third of it. Like, the Capitol chunk is really the main chunk. But I wanted to talk as the games start. Again, lack of music in this as like
Complete
the chaos,
silence too.
Yeah, as the chaos of the cornucopia fight like takes, which we don't see any of it, but it's so chaotic that I don't even really.
There's a ringing, actually. It's a tinnitus.
Yeah, right. Well, so effective. I remember not liking the shaky cam as it sets in at really heavy at this point. It's kind of all throughout the movie, but it really hits as the games go on. I remember not liking it back then. I don't dislike it as much as I remembered. It's okay.
It's not as bad as it is at the end.
There's a few moments where I'm like, this is a little, like I just like to know what's happening. I just like to have the comfort of.
I like to see what's going on in the movie that
I
I'm
just want to
watching.
sit still, but I get it. But I understand the effect it's supposed to have on me is representative of Katniss's bullshit. So I get it. She does follow Haymitch's advice. I think just makes off with a backpack and that's it.
Well, something nearby because it's all scattered out around the cornucopia.
Yeah, there's there's definitely a pile at the cornucopia, but there's also little. There's
a bunch of shit.
Why not grab a book bag?
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah. She does get knifed in the backpack by Clove, I think.
By Clove, and in the book, she grins and says, and in her head.
Because she gets the knife out of it.
Thanks for the knife.
Fucking A.
And that actually ends up being very helpful against Clove herself later.
I didn't even think about that.
But I also want to point out that everything that we see her have in the movie, in the backpack, also was in the book. Very true here to form. The one thing about unpacking the backpack that was really fun, and I think is a great, not fun, but it's a great fuck you that the Capitol gives, is that they do give out water bottles, dry as shit,
empty.
You couldn't have filled it up.
Yep.
And
if you find water, you have something to put in.
It is a little goofy because you want the game to last, so you gotta help them a little bit more than that. But you
would think. You would think. The one
I don't imagine myself being that entertained by the survival elements as after the cornucopia fight. It's oh, what a great start, and then the next 2 weeks of it is mostly just Katniss making campfires or whatever, or whoever
Says
it is.
the guy who's a huge fan of Lost.
Yeah, be fucking for real.
Yeah, but they
one huge fan of Lost, the 2008 hit TV
2004
show,
ABC show Lost.
Hell. Number one, I say it like that because he says it like that to us.
2004 ABC show
at
Lost.
least once per day.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, you specified while we were watching it at no less than thrice. I would love to watch the Hunger Games.
Yeah. He was I think I would enjoy spectating this show.
Yeah,
Hunger
but
Games.
there would be hours of it where it's like, what are like I'm in the kitchen and it's like, honey, what are they doing now? She's still just setting up this trap. It's like she's just been looking at it for the past 3 hours.
24 others to hop to. Like,
yeah, but then it's like, what are the other ones doing?
Feed.
They're still hiking around the west side of the arena.
Well, you have.
They found a pine cone.
They do. It does get boring, and that's why the game makers spice it up.
Gotta throw shit in.
Yeah, they get fireballs and shit. But you also have like, okay, for like if I'm watching, I don't like this. If I'm watching the Hunger Games as a Capitol spectator, and I'm watching the 74th annual Hunger Games specifically, I want to know what the fuck Pete is saying to the careers, because he just told the whole world that he loves this girl. Why are you not with said girl?
Yeah, how did you get on their team immediately?
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
They really are dumb enough to trust
That's okay.
you.
So the girl, right? We go back to our girl who didn't buy it, right?
Yeah.
Who was like with her friends, be like, I don't buy that. I don't.
That's
think
who I am.
We go back to that character.
That's who I am as a
and she's like,
person.
see, I told y'all that he was not really in love with her.
He was faking
you know,
it.
He was faking it. You know, and then all their friends are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Twists and turns, though. It's watched. Like, it is a little bit.
That's a great sketch
slightly.
idea. A bunch
like
of
watching like reality TV of watching the alliances form on like Survivor.
It is reality TV. That's
it's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And so there's plenty to watch
Sure.
when they're not dying.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
Like,
So we see Katniss open her backpack, and we also we get this great, again, very similar to the start of the movie where she's hunting and stuff, just a silent of her and her element. Like you pointed out, like her playing with the moss and like just feeling, she finds a butterfly and she's like, nature, where I thrive. You know, it's her, but it is that. It is, and it's all silent and it's all very, again, a lesser movie would have her say something here and be like, I can't believe they put me in a forest. This is exactly the kind of place I'm going to kick at. I don't know. They would have some stupid line. They would have, or even maybe have Caesar and Toby Jones come in and be like, it seems the game makers have designed the arena similar to the wilderness around District 12. Katniss Everdeen surely will thrive in this environment and have an edge up on our opponent. You know, they would have some line. But we don't.
why did you sound like a National Geographic narrator when you did that?
Sorry, should have want me to do? Katniss, I can't do a good tooch. I'm sorry.
It just sounds so wrong.
Tooch.
It sounds so wrong. Oh, anyways, continue.
But I like that it just lets us infer that, like, oh, Katniss is fucking like in her zone. She's in her bag right now. Mm-hmm. But just through the visuals.
Yeah.
And the acting. I love it.
Yeah.
The makers of the movie trust that the viewers have more than one.
Again, it's so made
brain
for
cell.
right. It's made for the book readers. It's made for like, I know. I remember. Just like you're doing this episode, like I know the exact line that like is representative of this scene. You know?
I only knew that because I tabbed it this time.
I
didn't know it when I was a kid.
I embarrassingly knew it as a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
I do want to point out a couple of key differences of the games themselves, just in general, that are kind of consistent throughout the games. The movie certainly lessened the severity of wounds for all parties involved, kind of, especially for Katniss and Peeta. They are both severely wounded. We also get a shortening of time period that they are in the games
It's
itself.
not super clear that it's shorter.
Yes, it is, because the amount of time, like the cave scene specifically, is condensed down to like a couple days, whereas the actual time spent in the cave, according to the book, is more like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that, as far as severity goes, and I think this is to keep it PG-13 and not to hop it up to R as well.
It's a bunch of teens that gotta go see it. So
Yeah.
Which it certainly could be.
Yeah, it's certainly more gory, and I think that the point is still driven home that it's kind of gory.
it doesn't lose anything significant by toning it down.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Other than like when we get into the animals and stuff, where like that could have looked cooler than it did.
Sure.
But we'll get to that when we get to it.
And then the other difference is that the canteen, the parachute that she gets, specifically that Katniss gets, there are no notes in the book. She is inferring those in her head, And I think that having the note be in there is a genius way of having you hear Hamish's
Still getting
voice
those moments, yeah.
without having to cut to Hamish, without having to have her say anything.
Better than a voiceover.
Absolutely. And so you get just having those little one-liners in those canteens be just primo.
Yeah. So moving through the games, I think we see like the tribute to the fallen or whatever. We see the in memoriam slideshow on the dome. Where PETA is not listed. And so again, a great little like silent, like again, a stupid movie would have her whisper, PETA, you're still out there. But no, like we just get a silent like acknowledgement that he's still alive and okay.
Yep. And go ahead.
I think you have that impression, like you're so surprised that it's not doing that because you would think, I guess maybe based off the fandom, that it is like that.
He wants the movie to be dumb because he thinks the fandom is dumb.
Yeah,
exactly. That is genuinely what it is. But also, there was an article recently that was like Hulu or Netflix audiences or something they have like directives from their executives to like write their shows in a way where people can watch them while they're on their phones, so that you don't have to look up. You have to, and like you can. People are
dumb.
People are expositing, and I'm sure like I don't watch nearly as much TV as I kind of should to stay hip. But
I definitely do.
But you also are on your phone a lot. You're watching.
But I am a comfort watcher. 9 times out of 10, what I'm watching is, which I have anxiety. The little orange Maya Hawk, lives in my head.
Maya Hawk,
voice of
anxiety. Oh, she voices anxiety.
Yes.
In Inside Out. I didn't know that.
Yes. Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I wish
Maya
Hawk.
I too have a little orange Maya Hawk. She's not orange, but she's around there in Maya.
Oh no. I was wholesome. You were problematic. But anyhow, I am a comfort watcher in that I have seen it before. So I'm on my phone, like I have the TV on as background.
You know what's right.
Yeah.
I know what's coming, and then every once in a while there's something that hits a spot that I want to rewatch or whatever, and so I'll pay full attention.
But that to say that media is dumber and does not that things, even like Marvel stuff, doesn't trust the audience as much as this movie trusts its audience. And it's a movie where I think it could be forgiven given how much lore and stuff there is if it didn't trust it, and especially if it's an adaptation. When I'm watching Harry Potter, I don't necessarily fault it as much for having to exposit to me, because I get it. You're having to
thick ass book.
Yeah. You're having to deliver a lot of information about the lore in the world, and so I'm not gonna. If Hermione's like, it's a this charm that does blah 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 blah, I'm like, okay, I guess I kind of did need to know that, and I'm not gonna fault it for it. I get it, and I wouldn't be surprised if a movie like Hunger Games did that same kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The fact that it doesn't, I think, is just it really sets it apart. Mm-hmm. In a way from all the Super Hulock stuff, and that's why I find it just weird that it's grouped in with it, because it actually is smarter than all those. Anyway,
I don't think you give Doctor Who enough.
I'm definitely not. Doctor Who is actually based as hell.
It in a way that it wasn't meant to be grouped.
Supernatural and Sherlock should not be in the same category.
I agree. Yeah, Doctor Who is also way smarter. Especially
if we're gonna make that argument, I'm gonna argue Sherlock shouldn't be in that category as well.
I know Sherlock is dumb. I'll die on the hill that Sherlock is actually very dumb, and we were all
not for the book readers.
No, still, especially for the book readers, actually.
Nope.
You're wrong. We'll get to it once we do a Sherlock episode. But I cannot tell you how wrong you are.
I don't know. I think Sherlock had its place back in the day. It was.
As I've sat on it years later, I've completely
innovative at the time.
I've completely changed my tone on it.
Hot take: you're gonna like it when we're done.
A hard disagree. You know me. I can only talk myself into liking so many things.
About this too.
I bet you'd like Supernatural if they were women. If they were hot women.
Damn.
But they're two hot guys.
Yeah.
It's a girl show. 3, 4, 3.
Supernatural?
Yeah, you get 3 eventually.
Castiel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Basically, she's just hanging out.
She sees someone start a campfire and is like, "Oh, that idiot."
That's very true to book. Actually.
Love that.
Very true to book. 100% inner dialogue is like, what a fucking
She is
idiot.
kind of just sitting in a tree for like the first 10 minutes or like 3 days or whatever it is.
But the thing that makes the girl with the fire be why that's important, I guess, is because that's where she finds out that PETA has joined up with the districts or with the careers.
Yeah, which is big. Which I forgot all about that. I
And
was shook when it happened in the movie. I was like, oh fuck.
She gets to be a fly on the wall because they don't know that she's up in the tree,
A Katniss in a tree.
not too far away, and she gets to hear the other side of it where they're using PETA to find her.
Which they do pretty quickly. I think they just hop under her tree eventually, and they try Glimmer and the girls try to impress Kato because ridiculous. They try to shoot her with the arrow, right? And they both miss.
Glimmer tries.
Struggle on the struggle bus there.
Clove doesn't try with the.
I think
bow.
she
No,
does.
it's Kato and
It's just Kato.
Oh, it is
and
Kato.
Glimmer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then
Because
Peta's
Kato
like,
tries to climb the tree first, and he's too damn heavy.
But
That's
for that.
right.
I was
that's
sitting
right.
there thinking the whole time, Clove, you are an expert at throwing knives.
Just do it.
You should be able to get her.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many feet up she was.
She was, according to the book, about 30 feet up. Or 50 feet up, I'm sorry. Because there was 20 feet when he started trying.
You're doing numbers.
My bad. I say dates, he has issues. I say numbers, he has issues.
She was
I can't,
high-
I
she
can't
was-
fucking win.
Too high to throw knife at. Is as simple as you gotta be.
Well, no, see, like, if you think about the angle.
This is your fault. I don't remember how high she was. Jesus.
What?
I don't remember how high up she was.
Is that my problem?
No, it's because you asked it. And that
asked
sent
the
her on the answer.
You didn't have to.
You did start it. It's your fault.
Oh, yeah, it's my fault, I'm sure. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it if it.
PETA convinces them to leave her alone, to just wait her out.
Which I think is the main. We never find out. I don't think, but I think that's his main motivator for teaming up with them is to be able
Is to also find her.
Yeah.
Is to be able to warn her when they're coming.
That too.
And to the point of the knife throwing, it's almost more lethal to throw it straight up in the air and then have it come back down.
Yeah, gravity's working against
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that would be the reason why you wouldn't knife throw that.
We see Glimmer and Kato cuddling in the night,
Okay, but
which
also
is wild. I'm just saying, I think it's a real sign of weakness from the careers to show any kind of affection. And is that in the book?
of Glimmer and Kato.
Any of them, yeah.
No, not really. They're
Wild.
they're just like teamed up. They're not like
Right.
cuddly. But I mean, it's cold. According to the book, everything is.
Oh, bullshit. It's always, we should need to get close for warmth. Shut the fuck up.
Well, when you see the two of them together, it makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's too aesthetically
for
pleasing.
Nazism or
yeah, no. It is like the two prettiest people in the careers. Like, oh yeah, like of course. That's weird. I'm like, this is a weird bit of shipping.
Well, there's-
I'm sure, did the fandom run with this back in the day?
I'm sure, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't like notable, but
there
It
were
threw
just
me
a lot
for
of
a loop.
fanfics about Cato himself. I think
Sure.
yeah, Kato with anyone, frankly.
because Alexander Ludwig was
Oh
just.
yeah, Kato and Katniss got to be a great enemies to lovers
Um,
fic at some point in the
I don't know
in the
about all
mix.
that. You do. Your face says you do.
No, I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say.
Oh, my
and
bad.
that is that Katniss and PETA were doing this lover angle, and
You think they were trying to copy it
I
a
think
little
they were
bit?
trying to copy it. Yeah.
That's another thing. Like same thing with like seeing the other careers stylists and stuff like that. Like I would have liked to see more insight into their social strat other
Yeah.
than just killing, you know, because they all seem really, which makes sense, but also like you're saying, like maybe there was like an angle of like, well, we need our own couple or something like that. Like, that
You
would've
get
been-
that in a little bit in the books, but you get it from Katniss's
you're
perspective.
right, because it's all zoned in on her POV. Like you don't necessarily get or need any of that other insight, but it would have been. It's one of the things that an adaptation can do for you if you want to do it. And this one's not really interested in filling in those kinds of little gaps, which is
They're about to die.
yeah.
There is one difference or one thing that the book does mention that we don't really see. We kind of see it in the way that she's just very comfortably hanging out in the tree, but Rue has the ability to hop between trees.
Oh, I do kind of remember that. Yeah.
And she is, because District 11 is the agriculture
She was picking fruit and
district.
stuff.
So she's also just very tiny and small. So she can be very high up in the tree and trees and move pretty deftly. She does point out the tracker jacker next to
Does she
Katniss.
do? But she does not in the movie.
Yes, she does.
Was she in the? I must have missed it. Okay.
I also missed it, but I trust Ashley.
She points out, so she kind of mimes to Katniss in the very early morning. The tracker jacker nest is above Katniss's head.
Yeah.
And so Katniss has to climb a few more feet up to get to it,
Use her Chekhov's knife.
which was so nicely provided by the person below her.
Yeah.
Though she saws the whole branch down. Now, we are provided with some expository now
From the host
Caesar and Claudius.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yes.
Like it's spliced in, not so much that it becomes. I almost wanted more of it. I almost just not necessarily on like lore stuff, but just some little commentary every now and then would be fun.
Well, and they do it in the same way that you have sports commentators who are.
For those who don't know at home,
Yeah.
a tracker jacker is a mutated wasp that does bullshit. Whatever they say. Yeah.
Yeah, so what it is.
They do go full National Geographic. Yeah.
Yeah, the venom is more lethal than a regular
Causes
wasp.
hallucinations. And,
Causes hallucinations and also causes the point of sting to swell way beyond a regular size sting. And then also they don't really talk about it, but the books do. The name Tracker Jackers comes from the fact that the wasps will track those who bother it, basically. So like it sticks
It'll
to
target you and hunt you down.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
target you and hunt you down.
Are they ugly? Are they like weird and big in the books?
Not really.
Okay.
It's not specified.
Gotcha. I was just a little disappointed. Same thing with the dogs. We're like, it's just bees. They just some wasps. They could have made them look cooler or something. Like they don't really need to, but just in adapting it, might as well make it look as cool as possible.
It would have been way cooler if they had gone through with the dogs looking how they should have looked.
Yeah.
It would have been cooler. It would have been more heartbreaking. I don't know what kind of emotional trauma you two like.
I liked the series because of the,
exactly.
I like shows where they kill off characters.
It is brutal. Glimmer probably does get the most brutal death here with the for PG-13. It's still pretty gnarly of like how fucked up she is here when she because she's the only one that I think gets actually properly killed by these things. First kill for Katniss. Put 1 on the scoreboard for her, but she is also stung in this and starts. Is this where she has like a hallucinated flashback of her dad dying in the mine and who looks like Calvin Coolidge? Like there's a portrait of him on the mantle.
Only you know that.
Truly.
He looks exactly like President Calvin Coolidge.
Garrett said, "Is that Calvin Coolidge?"
And we just both looked at him and said, "We know who that is in theory, but you are the only person who knows what he looks
Yeah,
like."
why would you ever know what he looks like?
But this is honestly a great opportunity to do this little backstory jump for her, and to we see her mom and everything. Like
We see the extent of her mom's.
we see
her
being
catatonic.
Yeah, there's a great thing of Caesar walking through the woods, also expositing into her about whatever.
He looks creepy.
This could have been a little trippier. I do have it in my notes. I would have liked this to be a little bit trippier. It's pretty trippy as it is, but just a little.
The trippiness
freakier.
in the books is she starts oozing green slime.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah, give me that.
But there's to me, especially with green slime being Nickelodeon's thing, it's hard to do that without it being funny.
I don't know. I think it could be really great.
I don't know.
I love a green
A
slime.
murky green.
Yeah, like a dark green, or
but
if
then
it's
also the gore,
Yeah. It's definitely a scene that feels a little nerfed. I'll say,
I think they tried to keep the translation grounded,
I think they used it as an opportunity. I don't know if she has the full flashback thing in the scene in the book or not, but I think they definitely made the most of it, at least by including that.
She doesn't
in here.
have these flashbacks in the book, and I think that's also because we lose the expository nature of being able to read her thoughts.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
so that's a great way to put it back in.
And again, they do it without any actual exposition going on.
Which
It's all visual. It's so much, just a lot of show not telling in this movie, which is just so good.
And also speaks to her PTSD that I'm dying on this hill. She has PTSD pre the games.
Sure.
Speaks to her PTSD.
You want some more?
Of her, yeah. No, honestly.
a lot more.
Just showing what her mind is like and what she's been reliving since she was 11, apparently.
Yeah.
But she wakes up a couple days later, got leaves on her.
Oh, rescued by Rue.
Rescued by Rue, but Rue's definitely staying nearby to take care of her, but has been staying by her in training too. This did come up in training where Peeta's like, "Look, you have a shadow."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. The Rue stuff, because this whole sequence with Rue probably lasts a total of like maybe 10 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very efficient how quickly, like how close they become. Mm-hmm. How like natural that progression still feels. Mm-hmm. How like Rue does not get a whole lot of screen time here. Mm-mm. This is all like very, very quick, but like it like we were saying earlier, like this is really like her true awakening to like fuck these fucking games, fuck this fucking capital. Like this is because it becomes, she wasn't going into this even with Peeta expecting to forge a connection, you know, let alone with someone who very clearly is a stand-in for Prim, right?
And I think that's why. I think she keeps putting Prim in the shoes of Rue, as though like this, you know, this is what Prim would have had to face. This is how Prim like. I
got to be someone who Prim could have counted on if she were here. Like you know, like Rue does not have other than
which is the whole reason she's there in the first place is because she's taking Prim's place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that connection was going to be strong, I think, just on principle.
Yeah.
But then add in that Rue is very, very Prim-like
but also has the Katniss element of being able to hold her own and be a survivor in her own right, and like in that I think elevates a bit of like a respect. Like Katniss does not necessarily respect Peeta's social game, you know. She's like, but she does clearly respect Rue because Rue's out here fucking killing it somehow, you know, in the same way that she is.
Yeah, and I think too, it's the resourcefulness, and it's the pulling herself up by her bootstraps kind of situation, where she's
conservative Katniss
recognizing. Oh yuck, yuck. Recognizing, and it comes up in the book that Rue is the oldest of her family.
Oh wow!
So there was nobody for her either, and so that like there's a very kindred spirit there for them as well, and so. I kind of want to talk about her death, but
let's get through.
You want to take another break?
We can if you want to.
I could take a quick break.
All right, we'll break, and then when we come back,
we'll finish up these sweet little games.
Mm-hmm. And we're back, and Rue is not. Or she won't be soon.
She won't be soon. So the careers have the cornucopia at the lake, their supplies. They're going to blow those up. Rue's creating the diversion. I want to call her Jennifer. That's not her name. Katniss.
Like you know her.
Yeah, I don't.
Jennifer was great in this scene.
No, I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know her.
Jen.
Katniss is blowing them up.
They talk. We get the lore a little bit of the Mockingjay thingy here. Mm-hmm. Where they talk about the mimicking. Rue.
This is how we learn about District 11 as well.
Yeah, this actually killed me a little bit. Rue does some song that the Mockingjay does, and then Katniss is like, "Okay, how about we do this one instead?" And she sings a completely different set of notes.
It's a 4-note. It's a 4-note.
Right, but it's like Rue's like, "All right, so this is the song."
She goes,
Katniss like, "Yeah, listen, I ain't that good. Let me just do this one instead."
Yeah.
Just completely separate. And Rue's like, "Yeah, fine, good enough."
That one's yours, this one's mine.
But they hug, we talked about this when we were watching it. They hug goodbye, and there's like a moment where they exchange a look that's like, well, if this works, and like somehow or another they all end up dead or whatever, you know, it's the knowing that they formed this bond. They're cuddling in the leaves the other night. You know, it's very sweet. It's all very... You know, like I said, like Rue has like a 10-minute sequence here. Really, that's all she gets. We love her in that time frame. But they exchange a look where like Katniss is like very aware, like I'm gonna have to kill this girl that I've just bonded. You know, and she knows she cannot do that.
I don't think that's ever even a thought. I think it's like I might have to kill myself because it's me and this girl. She never would have killed Rue.
Right, but the reality sinks back in.
Yeah.
Is what we were talking about. We're like...
Only one comes out alive.
Yeah, like they had a couple nights apiece here, basically. And, you know, the reality hits that, like...
Well, and that's
I don't even think it's like you could argue like, she thinks like, we might not make it out of this, or we're about to make a risky play. That's not even it. It's more just like, shit. Like an alliance can only go on so long.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thought she has in the book. I did want to read.
But again, just communicated with looks. Love it.
Yes. Very
subtle,
very,
beautiful acting.
Very succinctly done. I think that we missed a very good like quote that came from the book, so I want to read it to you. So Katniss is the one speaking here. She says, "Say they didn't."
Do your best Katniss voice.
Ooh, no, I'm not gonna.
She doesn't have a specific voice.
She doesn't have a specific.
Katniss doesn't have an accent.
She says, "Say the supplies."
Appalachian.
She should have.
She should have. She definitely should have. But she says, "Say the supplies were gone. How long would they last? I mean, it's the Hunger Games, right?"
Girl.
Which is why I think because
Suzanne's pin on fire with that one. She's like, I just know they're gonna eat that one up.
Yeah. And Rue says, "But Katniss, they're not hungry." No, they're not. That's the problem. And for the first time, I have a plan. A plan, and this is now we've moved to inner monologue. And for the first time, I have a plan. A plan that isn't motivated by the need for flight and evasion. An offensive plan. I think we're gonna have to fix that, Rue.
In her villain era.
Just excellent writing, but I think this is also the switch of no longer just survival.
Defensive game to aggressive.
Yeah, because
game,
even Tracker, like the killing Glimmer, was not like a.
She had to get out of the tree.
Yeah, that wasn't like ultimately trying to kill. That was just trying to get away. That was just fighting to get away.
I like how it's not for herself. Like she needed someone else to spark that in her.
Yeah,
I gotta protect Rue now. So
her protective instincts are stronger than her survival instincts, almost really. Yeah.
100%. So,
which again is a part of her that I don't think she's fully ready to acknowledge until this chapter with Rue.
Right. She's able to effectively execute the plan. What we again, the theme of the movie lessen the severity of wounds. We do hear the ringing, and I like that we hear the ringing
when the bomb goes off.
That ringing in her ear does not go away, by the way.
She becomes deaf in the ear.
She's deaf in that ear for the rest of the games.
I wanted to mention, just speaking of just the payoff and stuff, we see Foxface come back into the narrative here for a second and hop over all the, because she knows the patterns like we saw in the.
Oh, we missed that Foxface was the first person that she encountered at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they both were like, nope, bite.
Yeah. Like two animals, small animals.
Yeah.
Almost a missed opportunity, but I like the what if of it is almost more interesting than if they had teamed up, Yeah, but we see her do her stuff. So that's fun. I just like that that's paid off again, and no real attention drawn to it. But we see Katniss paying attention to it. It's just good.
And we get to see the lethalness of Cato as well, with the very quick.
Just neck snaps the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love him explaining it too. You see him just like, hey, look, she came over. But the tension when she shoots the apple too, and it doesn't fall that first time, like in the bowstring, it would have just like pops her lip. We see the big zoom in on her. It's such a man. It's just really, I don't know. It's a good scene.
It's more satisfying than if it had fallen in one go.
Yeah, something like you're right. Something about her switching to aggro mode and having to have a plan and execute it is really just like in our Oceans movies. The tension of like, will they pull this off? This is the first time I guess we really see.
You get to root for her.
Exactly. You get to root for her actually accomplishing something other than just getting away. Like that's a huge shift in the narrative.
Yeah,
and it was clever how the careers dug up the landmines and moved them strategically around the thing, and then Katniss just is able to watch Foxface navigate it and put two and two together.
It's everybody's strengths on display. It's the careers being smart. It's Foxface being smart. It's Katniss being resort. It's everything. It's like it's really there's a balance in the.
If you want to play devil's advocate, the stars align almost too well for it to work out. Because there's an alternate universe where Foxface is killed first.
Just sets everything off.
Yeah. If she hadn't.
So.
Yeah, we do get Rue's. I like the almost fake out with Rue's death because doesn't she thinks she's missing because her
Yeah, you think she's going to be okay because when she finds her,
she is fine. There's a moment where she's not where she's supposed to be or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah,
she didn't end up lighting the final fire. When she finds her, she's screaming for help. Katniss. And, she finds her and lets her out. Thinks they're clear, and then
the object Quaid
spear right through the chest.
Yeah, and it just her face pulling it out.
Yeah, her shock,
it's really well acted.
Yeah.
Oof.
Great casting.
Yeah.
I do want to read.
This all happens within 10 minutes. So it's just the efficiency of it, the pacing and stuff, that we give so much of a shit about Rue within such a show. Even though she was set up really earlier, we didn't really. By the time we get here, you've kind of forgotten that. So it's just
the tie-ins with the nice little bows of the sprinkled things in between.
Mm-hmm. But it's just how much they get done in this short amount of time emotionally is really.
Yeah, because I cry every time she passes away, man.
Yeah, you got to.
Every single time. So Rue is dead.
R.I.P.
She's deciding kind of what to do next.
She does the little funeral for her.
Yes.
Which breathes that is the longest.
This is what I'm reading to you.
Okay, yeah.
So she says, Gale's voice is in my head. I'm kind of jumping around. So Gale's voice is in my head.
Yeah.
His ravings against the Capitol no longer pointless, no longer to be ignored. And then she says more things. And then I remember Peeta's words on the roof. Only I keep wishing I could think of a way to show the Capitol they don't own me, that I'm more than just a piece in their games. And for the first time, I understand what he means. I want to do something right here, right now, to shame them, to make them accountable, to show the Capitol that whatever they do or force us to do, there is a part of every tribute they can't own. That Rue was more than a piece in their games, and so am I. Mm-hmm. And that's when she goes to pick up the wildflowers. And to Jennifer Lawrence's performance, the determination in her face, pre the grief setting in.
Yeah.
Killer.
It's a task.
Mm-hmm. Killer.
Yeah.
Immediate, just
especially being
rallied.
Familiar with grief and that sensation that you're in that moment.
Not even being familiar, but being desensitized to it. To being this is like she's kind of been, her attitude the whole thing has been it's the way it is, man. Even though and that's just the repression of her PTSD, like you're saying and stuff. This is her, not only her making the Capitol come to terms with the fact that you just killed someone.
Yeah.
But it's also her personally coming to terms with it. It's her also taking a moment and not viewing this as just a matter of survival and just the way things are, but her truly fully full display of grief, full display of actual tribute.
Shaming them. I'm glad you read that.
Shaming
passage,
them's a great word, yeah.
Because this is a little girl,
She's 12.
A little girl didn't even have the chance to live her life. It's crazy for you to put this child up against a career.
Yeah, and the careers are 18, by the way. They volunteer when they turn 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in that same passage, recognizing Gale and Peeta's stuff, she understands what Peeta's saying. She understands Gale's shit isn't pointless. It's like we were saying earlier, not until Rue dies does even she really wake up to the purpose of revolution and the senselessness of everything. And
so we get the three finger salute again.
Oh yeah, we get that and the riot, the based as fuck riot in District 11. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ashley said when it happened that she was hoping one of the men who was
the guy who starts it, I believe, is her dad.
Yeah, I love reading that.
That would be fun.
Way.
That's a great read of that. Yeah, fantastic scene. I love this is the shaky cam shines of just how of the chaos of all that. Oh my gosh!
And it's fun to see, sort of not fun, but it's really
it is fun. Fuck it, it's fun.
It is fun to see the peacekeepers lose. Mm-hmm. And to see them really be overcome. And yes, it's going to be at the expense of that whole district, right? That it's
the collective punishment's coming, whatever. Yeah.
But it is just fun to see them get that moment to have that agency back, to let them take that back for just a small, shining, brief moment. Mm-hmm. And for it to be for this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
who just a pure soul, really.
There's a sad triumph in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things click as well because District 11 is not District 13. They need the agriculture of District 11.
Yeah.
You're right. Them like specifically them like pouring over their like grain storage and stuff like like
and it's like the
disposing
collective
of their
effort of like
resources.
Yes.
10 or 12 people.
Like the
just-
entire year's harvest or whatever
Yeah.
is gone in
Yep.
like instance. Like fuck, like that is a bigger fuck you than the violence even. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It is the true like we don't give a shit about our resources or yours.
And this is where you get Haymitch lobbying for the two, for because Snow wants to punish her for starting it because he blames her for starting it, right? Like, oh, in the book too, I did want to point out that we don't obviously see the riots start, but we do get that District 11 sends her a loaf of bread specifically made from District 11 grain.
Oh wow.
They send her a little canteen.
Damn.
And that's it. That to me, even though we don't see the riots in her point of view, that is also just very sweet.
It was a big deal that Rue wasn't even from her district. People were touched by that thought of these people haven't known each other very long, but she is so clearly touched by Rue.
It's the seeds that like Snow is talking about where like the flames are fanning out between the districts are not as divided.
Well, and you see it too in the arena itself when Thresh hears about.
Thresh spares her for a moment too.
Yeah,
later
because
on, yeah.
because he obviously wasn't there. He doesn't get to see how it. Like they don't see how people are killed, like how their other tributes are killed. So he has no idea. But he hears from the other girl, from Glimmer or
Clove, I think. Yeah.
that
He
that
overhears their interaction.
that Katniss had teamed up with Rue and that they were friends, and he was like, "You were friends with her? All right, just this once."
Yeah.
Just this one's 12. Yeah.
Because how can you watch a 12-year-old girl go into this circumstance? And,
Right. And it does beg the question as to why he didn't originally like be her friend, but I think he figured she was good on her own, maybe.
Well, it was probably more of a there's only one winner.
I like
Yeah,
those
that's
questions.
true.
I like having those questions, and like I think that's another big thing of why the fandom loves it so much is because
Thought-provoking.
It's like what was the rest of them up to that whole time? Because we only know Katniss's POV. It's like it like any good thing that like fandom latches onto. It's the questions of like what else was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like really like holds your attention and keeps your imagination wheels
Yeah.
turning.
For sure.
We get back to Peta because she goes to find Peta by the river where Rossetti was.
And you get a nice little
We get the iconic, memeable moment of Rock Peta.
man.
Very memed.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
honestly, if I didn't know it was coming, terrifying.
It is very terrifying.
Like because you
Not-
just see like teeth.
Do not like,
Hello?
yeah.
Ugh. In the book, it's hilarious. He's very funny.
And this is where we get finally into the full blown, Peta the Riz King. Truly, this whole chapter of them just boinking in the cave emotionally.
Emotionally,
Yeah,
they don't actually
be
have
fucking
sex.
for real. Because he
On
doesn't
public
have the like
television.
strength for it.
Yeah. It's
That's
She
it.
doesn't
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
She doesn't either. She has the. she
How
has
many
the fucking
times have
blanket.
we heard that, ladies?
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Sorry. Sometimes I do have to say sorry.
This is one of those times.
I think it's funny that was the one you chose.
It's because I actually do. It's because this is like a pretty good little moving romance. And I remember in the books, it was like the Katniss's distrust is like off the charts in this time, in this moment.
Yeah, it is. It is off the charts. It's not even so much as it is distrust at this point as it is trying to figure out just how to play it right because she knows she's supposed to play her part.
And she's bad at it.
She's bad at it. You kind of get that solidified in the movies with the canteen note saying like, "You call that a kiss?"
Yeah, she gives him like a pity, and he's throwing out lines like, "You don't need to take care of me. Why would you take care of me?" He's
Why?
throwing out.
Like why? And he keeps asking why.
Why?
And I think because he's asking why because he genuinely loves her and he wants her to love him back.
We know that, yes, but it's like this is a thing where like I'm torn how the movie differentiates because I just remember from reading the book a very long time ago, Katniss could not figure this out.
No, she was wavering.
She
the
was
entire
back
time.
and forth. Like, is this guy just really good at like playing this up for the camera, or is like this really genuine? The movie because there is no internal monologue that you can go to, it's
she also thinks
it's
that
almost
he's
even
just
harder
like
to tell.
He's just feverish too, because that infection is really, really
sure.
bad.
Yeah.
And he does have blood poisoning according to the book. So like I said, a movie lessens the severity of all wounds.
Yeah.
So that one of the things he's very near death in the book. And so she's also like, he's just fucking delusional right now. Like, he's not in his right mind. Like, he just loves the idea of me type thing.
But when he brings up the first thing she wore to school, that's how you know.
He starts dropping deep lore, right? That is definitely not. I guess it. Yeah, even in the movie.
Your hair was in 2 braids instead of 1.
Yeah. And
the Rizzler.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah.
We love it. It's really cute. Like, unfortunately, it's one of those things where you feel complicit, I think, as a audience member, because you're like, man, I'm no better than the Capitol rooting for this shit. A little, that's I think it's hard not to feel that way sometimes with this whole franchise. I think with how the concept of the game's like, it's pretty cool. I watch it.
Well, on him asking why, I think that initially she was just helping him. Quid pro quo. You saved my life at one point. Now this is my chance to save yours.
Right.
Because at that point, they didn't know that there would still be 2 people.
Let me read you, because there is a conversation they have in the cave in the book. Page 293, for those who needed to know.
Sure.
She's talking to him about how Thresh let her go. And he says, he let you go because he didn't want to owe you anything. She goes, yes, and I don't expect you to understand it. You've always had enough. But if you'd lived in the Seam, I wouldn't have to explain. So there is even a disparity in between District 12 of the Seam versus
their classes and stuff, yeah.
And she goes, it's like the bread, how I never seem to get over owing you for that. And he goes, from when we were kids, I think we can let that go. I mean, you just brought me back from the dead. And she goes, but you didn't know me. We had never even spoken. Besides, it's the first gift that's always the hardest to pay back. I wouldn't even have been here to do it if you hadn't helped me then. So, like...
And she means that.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think that the actors really drive home in the performance with a little, like, the condensed time that they have to show all of that, because that's several, like, at least a good 20 pages of stuff that they've condensed into.
The cave is long. The cave is a long stretch, I remember, in the books.
Yeah, it's a good, like, 2 weeks.
I wanted to say, I remember you saying that you wanted me to bring this up, too, that the thing across, I guess, all these movies and books with Peeta and Katniss is there are a couple that hit all the tropes.
Oh yeah,
they hit like the healing stuff. They have the like
expand on the healing stuff.
Just the like Florence Nightingale type shit. Like, we love it. Like, I'm baby, just take care of me. Oh, my leg. Oh, you're gonna go get medicine for me. Oh, that's so brave. It's that.
She does drug him to do it.
It's the fact that they're like opposites. That like, I'm a soft boy and I got Riz, and you're a strong girl who's not
Black Cat,
like
Golden Retriever.
Black Cat, right? It's got that. It's got a subtle bit of like enemies to love, especially on Katniss's end. Just like, I don't trust your ass. It's got the love triangle element that that like if nothing else, Gale throws some tension in there.
Right.
It's got, I guess, this brainwash, like, I must rescue you bullshit later, this isn't you, whatever, it hits every single note. And so I think, talking about fandomization, like, that's another thing that, like, this had.
It doesn't matter what your preferred trope is in the romance genre. If you like romance at all, this, like, it'll do it for you. You'll get there.
It has
give it
something,
a minute.
Yeah.
And I really love that about them. I really love.
I love Peeta
because he's obsessed.
He fell. Oh, it has. What is it?
He fell
first. She falls harder.
Yeah. And especially you see that in Mockingjay when she has to bring his ass back out of the brainwashing. Like, it's
every
so
shipping
good.
trope in the book. They check it off at some point.
And they do it in unconventional ways that is not
that feel natural.
It's not a tired trope. Mm-hmm. And it also predates quite a bit of those tropes being popular too.
Right. Yeah.
So
the TikTokification of all those and stuff.
Yeah.
The book talk, I guess, of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we love it.
And I am clowning it a little bit, but like I do genuinely like the soft boy representation that is Peeta. Just especially in an action packed kind of.
You say that like you're a soft boy.
I'm a hard edge soft. I'm like a clam. You know what I mean?
No.
Ew.
I don't like it.
Just pry me open. You got to get to the gush inside. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like he's a very unique.
We just looked at each other and said no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
This is, but I'm like within.
No one wants to see your gush, Garrett.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Put your gush away.
Ew.
Yeah. But this is the era of Twilight, where it's like two ultra powerful boys are fighting over me, and I don't know, like I haven't read Percy Jackson, but like he's a god. I don't know, like it's like your dudes and things in this time were not Peeta's. You know what I mean? Peeta is a very unique
and even
love
still
interest.
now, I think Peeta is kind of a not rare per se, but he's not the obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of that is too on Katniss being a very unique, hard-edged female protagonist that has unfortunately become less unique since
her standard was set.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, but at minimum, she is still competent. Like,
no, Katniss on her own is a very good character.
No. I mean, as in like as like a even as a FMC in a romance, she's still a competent being where she doesn't need him.
Even then, and like the ACOTAR, like that, the Fairy King, whatever the fuck he is, like that's a tough dude. Like that's a tough fairy, isn't he? Like he's not a soft Peeta.
He's the most powerful High Lord.
Way more Katniss clones.
That came out too fast. I'm so sorry.
She was so excited to say it.
But that's what I mean. We're like, even to this day, like you were saying, we're like Katniss has been cloned over and over again. Peeta nowhere to be seen.
Not
really.
nowhere to be seen, but yeah,
It's
certainly
definitely
not,
rarer.
Certainly not the again obvious choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he's a very unique character in that sense.
I think a lot of soft boys don't actually have the charisma.
That is a huge part of it. Yeah.
And I want to speak to a little bit because this was talked about a lot when it came out. It was the height difference between Josh Hutcherson and Jennifer Lawrence. I think that also plays a role into how Josh Hutcherson plays Peeta, where. Like he knows he's the he
knows he's short.
If you're a short guy, you know.
I wish the listeners could see the face he just made.
It was a lot.
That was
You're told about 3 times a day. They're like, yeah, you're kind of a little guy, aren't you?
Oh, you're just a little guy.
You're kind of a little
You're just a little guy.
Do people pick you up and put you on their shoulders?
Not none of the people you want to.
Not enough. Oh. Yikes.
So yeah, but just so many different things about them that really stands out, and they ruin it. They ruin it themselves. Here at the end of this.
Do they announce that like this is when they get the you can have a victor from either district?
She goes to find him
That's right. They announce it beforehand. You're right. Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that kind of pulls her out of her grief.
That motivates her to,
Because in the book, she's sitting there listless for like a couple days.
Gotcha. They announce that like they have something that each competitor needs or whatever at the cornucopia or whatever it is.
Yes.
And that's when she goes back to fight Clove. Yeah.
Yeah. So she waits in the movie. She waits till he's feverishly asleep. In the books, she drugs him with something that Haymitch sends to her.
Okay.
But either way, he's asleep. She sneaks out. Foxface, I want to talk about here, is the cleverest of them all. Because I don't know if y'all noticed this, but she came out of the cornucopia. She was hiding in it.
Yeah, I do remember
Oh,
that.
while they were fighting?
No,
before they put the stuff out.
She's the first one to come out.
Yeah.
And she grabs it and goes.
Was that in the movie? Mm-hmm. I did not catch that.
No, I did not catch it.
She'd kick my ass with these things.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Foxface is your type.
Yeah, just avoids me the whole time. Yeah.
There it is. But this is where we get Clove's death.
Clove v. Katniss, yeah.
Clove v. Katniss.
Clove is a little over the top for my taste. I do have that in my notes, that like she's a little too psycho sadist girl, and it's like, I get it.
I see where she channeled it for Orphan.
Yeah, she was
I see it. It's there.
Good for that.
It's just like the whole movie has been like as outlandish as it can be. Like it's still like the tributes, even Kato is pretty grounded, and she's like the only one of them that's just like, aren't I so evil? And I'm like, all right.
Well, you gotta have somebody grandstanding.
I guess, but it's the only real acting in the movie that I'm gonna like rag on a little bit.
You get that more from the victors in the other districts in Catching Fire. Like they have that bloodlust very much playing into it.
Well, and I think it's a stark contrast too. It serves as a really good purpose. It's a stark contrast of what the careers think that they are versus when Kato's dying on top of the cornucopia of what
And realize he's just
Yeah.
a
of
fucking
realizing
pawn.
what
Yeah.
he actually is.
Exactly.
So I think that like
If nothing else, it sets up that pretty well.
It still
Yeah.
serves a purpose. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. But Thresh bails her out. And fucking just snaps her neck on the fucking cornucopia or something.
It just like bashes her head in.
into the cornucopia.
Hell yeah.
Which in the books he's like 6'6". And he's still
He's
fairly
huge.
he's still
He's
huge
huge.
in
Big
this.
guy.
Yeah.
Isabel Furman's pretty small too.
Yeah. So and he picks her up like a friggin' rag doll, dude.
Yeah.
But she makes it back to PETA. We get we get a scene where I kind of yell through of the medicine applying. It's just really good. Like zooming in on the hands.
Ashley loves her mans.
I love hands. I love them. I love a good strong hand. You know.
The female gaze.
Yeah. Truly.
And you get his like thumb just like caressing it as he's like applying it to her forehead.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Very intimate.
Hands. Just it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Anyway, do a little cuddle, do a little kiss. After that, it's kind of just okay. Like we watch Thresh we watch the sky and see that Clove is dead, and we know that it's Thresh, Kato, and Foxface out there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Foxface is winning. Like final, what is that? 4? Final 4 is crazy.
Final 5.
Final 5. Oh yeah, we do still have Thresh.
Well, I guess I'm not sure. So in the book, it's a little muddy in my head. I
The
don't
timeline
remember.
of it.
Yeah. So in the book, it's Kato and Thresh like kind of allegedly fighting it out. I don't recall if that's what happened in the movie.
We don't see it either way.
It's the mutts get Thresh.
No, because he shows up as a mutt in the book.
Oh, I think in the movie it's the mutts that get Thresh.
Oh yeah, because he screams. So I guess she is final 5. She's not final 4.
Okay, but she does get offed here. Like they get out of the cave, and then PETA and Katniss get separated for a minute, and then she gets done in by the what do they call it again? What are they?
Nightlock. And this
Nightlock.
is where she kind of gets to show her competency. Not that she hasn't been this whole time, but shows her competency of knowing just foliage.
I love a girl who knows her foliage.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. That's a big nope. That's a big nope.
You like a girl who's scared to step out in nature.
No, you got to go on walks. You got to go on walks.
I do like to walk.
A walk's on a boardwalk,
Yeah, yeah.
on a path.
I like to walk along a beach, moonlit stroll.
It is a full moon tonight.
Maybe
You want
horseback
to go do
riding. Oh shit, we gotta go look at the moon after this.
But I liked the fan theory you brought up, Addie, of Foxface killing herself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did bring that up.
A lot
Right.
of people, especially because in the movie they have her sorting out the different.
Oh, she did know all the...
foraging.
You just think she'd be smart enough to know, yeah.
Yeah, that's the theory, is that she was smart enough to know exactly what those berries were, and she maybe even did it like in case they didn't know. They would find her body, but more so it's the fact she's down to the final 5 or whatever. She knows she's not going to make it. It reminds me of when I was a kid and I would play dodgeball, and I was very, very good at dodging, but I was not good at throwing and getting people out.
Yeah.
So I could be the last one standing on my team, but I'm going to end up getting out. Like I cannot hit
And
the-
you didn't want
hit
that
the
pressure on
offense.
you.
Yeah.
So you would just sacrifice yourself at some point?
Take a hit.
Yep, just take a hit and get out, because I knew I wouldn't win it for the team. And it seems
gotta
like that's
believe
what
in
Fox
yourself.
That's
did.
strategy, though. That's a strategy.
It is a strategy, but you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time I play dodgeball, Ash, thank you. I'll remember that, and I'll
We
believe
don't
in
even play
myself.
dodgeball anymore,
We should
man.
find a good
Yeah,
dodgeball
growing old is
league.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kickball? Shoot. I would pull my kicks every once in a while so that I especially early on
Fake
in the
'em
year.
out.
So they'd be like, "Oh, she's just going to bunt it."
That
And then
sounds
every
like
once in a
you.
while you get a good hard kick in. Mhm. Cuz you knew the boys that were going to get it to pop up, right? Like,
Yeah. Again, I could kick very hard. I could not run. I was not getting those bases.
We got to know our strengths and weaknesses. That's part of knowing
That we
yourself.
do.
There you go. I mean, but still believe in yourself, man. You know?
Yeah, gotta believe in yourself. And Foxface believed in...
Katniss, I guess.
Yeah.
Is this the only kill PETA technically kind of gets?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
to our knowledge, no, there is one in the book. He is responsible for finishing off Fire Girl because they had got her as like a group, but he was responsible for the final like stick to make sure that the cannon goes off.
Damn.
This one does fuck him up though, I think, because he didn't mean to.
It was unintentional, yeah.
And she was just very sweet.
And and Josh Hutcherson plays it really, really good, where he's like, I didn't know. Like there's a real like, oh shit, look in his face.
Well, and then you get like, actually, I think where Katniss seems to like genuinely care about him too, where she's like, that you scared me half to death. You
Oh
know?
my gosh, that was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
She was terrified.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that very
Because the cannon
unexaggerated.
goes off or whatever. Yeah.
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 And she runs back to find him. So
I think it's not long after this they get chased by the Mutts. The Mutts happen.
yeah, so the Mutts. So they night
Just chase them
falls.
into the center of the thing.
The Mutts start happening.
And they suck.
This is where you said for lighting.
Oh yeah, this is the whole like final sequence here from the Mutts onward into fighting Kato. The lighting is not as bad as our modern terrible. We always like this is like the third or fourth time we've talked about it on this podcast, and I'll never not talk about
But
it.
lighting is one of those things that you don't talk about unless it's not there and it's not good.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, very true. Yeah, I'm not going to bring it up if it's fucking good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and it's not nearly as bad as like today's like modern bad like Game of Thrones level lighting where you can't fucking see shit. But it's still terrible. It's still not like in this movie. It's still
They're on a beautiful set and you can't see any of it.
Oh my
Yeah, no.
god. House of Dragon is a little bit better, I guess. I haven't noticed anything terrible now that I'm thinking about it. But still, it's not the classic 90s Blue Night style of lighting where it's just an unrealistic way of communicating it to me and it's movie language and I'm fine with it. So it's not on the modern level, but it is you see it coming. You see it coming where like you can barely kind of make out what the fucking dogs look like, where they're going, like their faces are obscured. So it's one of the only real points against production that I have in this thing is just the lighting in these last couple fights, and I guess the other night scenes too.
Yeah, the CGI on the dogs wasn't great, but it was 2012.
Well, and so for those of you who don't know, for the books,
Yeah, the dogs are big nerfed.
this is probably the most noticeable nerf that the books have for the movie. So they're on top of the cornucopia and the dogs are trying to get them. For a moment it hangs there, and in that moment I realized what else unsettled me about the Mutts. The green eyes glowering at me are unlike any dog or wolf, any canine I've ever seen. They are unmistakably human, and that revelation is barely registered when I notice the collar with the number 1 inlaid with jewels, and the whole horrible thing hits me. The blonde hair, the green eyes, the number. It's Glimmer. So not only do the dogs have a lifelike quality or a human-like quality to their eyes, there is also a collar, and to the point where the one that is for Rue is is smaller than the rest. The collar, it has dark glossy fur, huge brown eyes, and a collar that reads 11 in woven straw.
Ugh.
And so it makes her wonder, their eyes are the least of my worries. What about their brains? Have they been given any of the real tribute's memories? Have they been programmed to hate our faces, particularly because we have survived and they were so callously murdered? And the ones we actually killed, do they believe they're avenging their own deaths?
Oof.
So dark.
Yeah.
So like this nerf, I understand why,
Sure.
especially when you have a PG-13 audience, because this is dark. But
Yeah.
this like the final hurrah of the game makers really fucks you up.
I love it. I love from the twisted mind of Suzanne Collins. Like it truly is. Oh man. like I love a good body horror sometimes. It's like depending on the quality of my stomach at the time.
It's mostly chicken tenders, as we all know.
yeah. If I haven't eaten, I think I'm okay. But man, I would love to see. I'm sure there's like some fan art out there of like how
Lots of fan art.
fucked up it looks and stuff.
For sure.
Because even in that, she doesn't give a super detailed description. She leaves enough ambiguous to where you're able to kind of fill in the blanks however you want to and you don't want to. Is the and that's the best type of like horror is just leaving the closet open just enough to where you can see a shape and you don't know what the rest of it looks like, and that's how she writes it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and then you take into account that, like, I mean, my dog's eyes already are just very soulful.
yeah, and there's dogs. You guys ever see those dogs
with people eyes.
who have people
Yeah,
eyes
they're
and people
fucking
faces? It
skinwalkers.
fucks me out. Yeah. Ugh.
So, like,
Ugh. Just thinking about it, genuinely, I'm shaking right
like
now.
the reality of dogs that are very people-like is already rough.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Whenever a smart dog like does act smart, and like for a moment, I'm like, oh man, you're so smart. You're so smart. You know, just you guys ever like you're alone with your dog? You're like, you could say something if you wanted to. I won't tell.
Yeah, I tell her that all the time. I tell her that all of the time.
I'm actually
You can
convinced
talk-
we're already talking telepathically. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot.
time to plug in the telepathy tapes by Kai Dickens.
That's what you're gonna plug.
That's your plug for
Yeah.
today? Okay, cool. But yeah, this one, of all the things that were not included from the book,
It's a
I'm
shame
not-
they didn't even try. I
I'm
guess
not
it's
dissatisfied. I'm gonna say that. Like, overall score, high A minus, or high B plus, low A minus for sure on movie or book adaptation.
Yeah,
movie.
it makes
Yeah,
sense.
for sure.
It makes sense. It's just the question of what we could have gotten is still gonna like linger.
Oh, absolutely, every time.
So, but we get to the final Kato fight here, where they jump up on the thing, and PETA. We get the payoff from PETA's strength from earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and we get a little character moment from Kato as he's holding him here.
Now, do you get? Are we gonna breeze past that, or you want to talk about that a little more?
And we'll talk about it. We can talk about Kato.
Okay, go ahead.
What a handsome guy.
First off,
Yeah, what a handsome.
First off, did he deserve the win? Debatable.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who's to say? But it's initially, y'all kind of convinced me as we were talking about it after we watched it. But initially, I was like, I kind of would have liked it if he was just like a straight up villain and didn't have this moment of realization and self-actualization that he's just a fucking pawn. Mainly because it's just kind of out of nowhere. And that's kind of, I presume, the nature of the book too, where like, again, like we only ever get Katniss's POV. So whatever internal development is going on for anyone else is a complete.
Well, his little monologue does not exist in the book. Like it does.
I thought you said it did.
It's not quite as in depth as he goes in the movie. So it's much shorter.
I think the point is the same.
The point is definitely the same.
Okay.
He realizes he's a pawn.
I think the realization of the pawn is partially, and it's talked about more along the way than it is in this moment, but I think it has more to do with the fact that he's hungry
Ooh.
for the first time in his life.
Oh, yes, I love that.
And just delirious.
Yeah, like he doesn't, like he has not known hunger. This is somebody who was District 2, okay? So he was in the textile or whatever. He wasn't luxury, but he certainly was not hurting.
He's up there, yeah.
And somebody who's been training for this his whole life. So
Well fed for this. If
well,
nothing else.
bulked
Yeah.
up for this, yeah.
if nothing else, he was in bulking season. This is his cut, and this is the first time he's ever had to cut, and he has no clue. Like, and for all survival skills, and you saw kind of even in training how they scoffed at the survival skills. They didn't give a fuck about survival skills. They all cared about showing their strength, and brute strength was going to get them through this damn thing. To a certain extent, that worked, and then she changed the game. She leveled the playing field by blowing up their supplies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so now he's hungry. Now he's having to forage for food and also survive. Not just forage
stay
for
on
food,
guard, yeah.
survive and stay on guard. And then he loses his partner in a battle that, he, for whatever reason, he was not present for. We don't know why. But when we see him now, he's haggard. He's bleeding. He's he's broken down in spirit and in body. We presume that he was the one, because the whole point of the feast in general was that they needed each of you needs something desperately.
Yeah, we never do find out whatever that was.
Well,
Probably just food.
But Clove looked fine, and the backpack was small, and he looks like he's been through the fucking ringer, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, in the same way that he fucked up PETA, maybe he got fucked up somehow, some way by somebody, maybe Thresh even, where he's got a really bad injury that he's been nursing and has been having to fight against as well.
Yeah.
But really, ultimately, it's that hunger piece for me.
Symbolically, sure. Yeah.
Symbolically, for sure, but also the fact that change means that he is now experiencing, like, he always thought he was high and mighty, and he says so. He always thought that he was advantaged, and he sees now that it was never about him. There was never anything for him.
Hunger specifically really, it weakens you. Like, it breaks down you spiritually, physically, mentally.
To the point where people do it in a spiritual sense. Like
They
fasting is a thing.
Yeah.
So, I think the Hunger Games in general tries to stress that, emphasize what comes from people like mass starvation and famines and people who are familiar. They've always had that luxury and then get it taken away from them. And then people who know the value of it and want to fight for it.
And in the book, Katniss and Rue, especially when they're devising the plan, talk about how they know hunger.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
They've known hunger. They know how to survive it. These folks do not.
Yeah. I like the line he has in here where he's like, I've got enough in me. One more kill. Something like that, like I just like.
And that's like delirium to me talking. Like that's him like delusionally being like, no, I got it. Wait,
It's
no,
like,
I don't.
I can do this. I can do this one last thing.
It's him. Yeah, no, it's him hyping himself up to be like, I've killed so many, at least half the freaking roster to get to this point that he's personally killed, and that's weighing on him now that he has.
Well, and it's the fact that he like. So let me read you the quote. Is the line immediately before I can do this. I can still do this. I can still do this. One more kill.
Yeah.
Before that, he goes, "Go on. I'm dead anyway. I always was, right? I didn't know that till now."
Yeah.
He did such a good job delivering it.
And then he says, "One more kill. It's the only thing I know how to do. Bring pride to my district. Not that it matters."
It's
He was radicalized by it. It just goes to show how the careers don't know what they're getting into. They've been brainwashed. They're living in a fantasy, and they get into this real situation.
True fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Moment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then,
I've come around to it. Initially, I was like, I think it would be almost more interesting and tragic if Kato like didn't kind of wake up at the last second. But talking about it, I think literally the line's worth of depth that he gets is again talk about how efficient this movie is. Crazy that in literally a single line at the end of the movie, we can infer so much about this dude.
And the stark contrast too when you compare
and what he represents.
Yeah, compare it to Clove, who was also in his district, who also trained alongside him, presumably the entire time, and how she died in a very different light.
Yeah.
So you do get the prideful end with
Clove, I guess.
Yeah.
Who truly was just like, I'm just a killer. I'm crazy. Like, all right.
Takes that savagery to the grave.
And even she gives it up in the very last few minutes when Thresh is like absolutely about to beat her ass, where she's like,
she starts begging for her life
yeah.
in the book.
Oof.
Yeah, she does it a little bit in the movie too. So
yeah, PETA takes a fucking hit here.
But PETA
like
also does the little tap on the hand to show.
Oh, does he do that?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't miss that
it's
too.
so good, man.
That's
He's
badass.
like he's showing her like, I got this. I can still throw him over, and that's also why him being able to throw is very important. Is because he's like, if you just shoot his hand, I can throw him over.
Good time to be short and strong.
Yeah,
Short and stocky.
there you go.
But they do that, and then she mercy kills him
As he's
being ravaged by the dogs.
yeah.
And then they just fucking disappear. The dogs do.
They just run off. which I questioned, and y'all were like, it's probably just something the game makers made them go do. So, sure, whatever.
Well, like
The dogs ran off. They served their purpose.
I guess.
Well, in the books, that a hole opens up, so it's way more dramatic in the book of like that. It's clear that the game makers wanted just a kill out of the dogs.
Same thing with the fire earlier.
Yeah, and the fire too.
Gotcha. Then morning comes and they revoke the rule, and we get the mutual kill, which I like. This was a little fast for me, if I am being a little critical. Just their plan to double suicide here. I don't know. Like, again, the movie's really efficient, so like it's not a huge thing. But I could have stretched that dialogue out. I could have had a little bit more angst, I guess, out of it. But like, it's very quick, where they're just like, where Peeta's like, hey.
It was almost too short in the movie.
It was, because it goes for a couple pages.
Yeah, there's like just a little like agonize about the choice and what it means, and like, I don't know, talk about Prim for a moment. Like, I don't know, just give me a couple more lines where we think about it. Maybe even cut to. I almost would like a cut to Haymitch and Effie and the gang, and just to see like what are they gonna do, like just
like holding their breath.
Yeah, like truly like end of a sports movie type thing. We're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
To see the crowd's reaction. But on the other hand, it is kind of effective to stay with them in that moment. So I could see an argument for either though. But either way, I would have liked it to be just a little longer as they weigh that choice.
So in the book, you get obviously her inner dialogue again, and this is more defiant than we are given in the movie, and I think that's why giving it a little bit more time might have been more effective. But again, I also don't know how you communicate that without full on having her have a monologue that we don't like.
Yeah,
that wasn't needed really, but it was she definitely has this moment of defiance of. We both know they have to have a victor. Without a victor, the whole thing would blow up in the game makers' faces. They'd have failed the Capitol. Might possibly even be executed slowly and painfully while the cameras broadcast it to every screen in the country.
She knew what she was doing.
So this was 100% a calculated move.
It's a full circle moment for her development, like we've been saying, where she goes from survivor to true revolutionary.
Yes.
And if I have any criticism, what a dumb move, right? Oh, we'll have 2 victors this year. We've never changed the rules mid-game before, but this time we're going to change the rules mid-game.
Well, I also want to point out
That's
that
when
they said that, they go, this will be the only announcement. And then immediately dial that back like 2 days later.
This will be the only announcement, except...
We're definitely doing tariffs this month. Hold on.
Just like... it kind of makes me groan. It's a little bit of a eye roll, but it does set up for the double
we talked
suicide.
about it, that it's a moment of weakness of them even saying anything at all.
Yeah.
And then doubling down or doubling back, like it's from like, and Seneca is rewarded accordingly for this bullshit.
That's the thing. If they had not taken it back, if they had just let there be 2 victors this time, that could have been, nothing would have happened.
Ooh.
It would have been fine.
It was in line with the rules now.
It's okay, so that did get the districts to calm down.
Yeah, no, you shot your own self in the foot there.
Yeah, we did something a little different.
By making them defy you, you caused your own problems.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, no, actually, the Capitol's never fair. We're never going to give you even, they took that hope and they stamped it out.
Well, they showed their hand.
Yeah, they showed their hand.
Well, and it's stupid to count on even the Capitol. I don't think would have been satisfied with the ending, with like like the narrative that like, oh, the lovers who killed each other, like the one that made it out, like that wouldn't play.
No,
like they really
let them both go home.
Like they boxed themselves. Yeah, by even revoking it at all, you're right. Like they boxed themselves into either a bad ending or exactly what happened. Neither one of which would have. That wouldn't have generated the spark of hope. You know what I mean? It's just a complete misplay.
And I mean, I guess they were hoping one of them would sacrifice themselves. Like if it had just been
maybe
one
they'd
of
get
them,
a little bit of something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but for both of them to go and you don't get a victor at all this year, and it's because you made this stupid move where you changed the rules mid-game and then revoked
100%.
it.
Yeah. Well, and I think this also, the disdain for this really shows Snow's need for perfection. That OCD is really showing, where it's like, you fucked up, so you die.
Yeah, the Seneca Crane was the only deserved
the-
death in this movie.
Oh yeah, Jamie Dutton Bye-bye.
I love that. It's a great little micro performance too from him as when he walks in and sees the things. And,
Well, because he
like,
walks
turns
in
around.
high and mighty because he's like, oh, I'm just like going in to meet Snow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the door locks and he's like, wait a minute, the door locked.
He's
Like
like,
there's
"Oh,
no way that
shit.
happened to me.
I'm in big trouble.
Which I said as we were watching it, a reference to the death of Socrates, who was
Oh, yes.
also offered like poison fruit to kill himself when he kept yapping his ass off too much.
Yes.
Speaking of,
Oh boy.
let's yap it up here.
So
As we reach the end of the movie.
in the books, when they are picked up by the hovercrafts, PETA dies. Basically, like he is
Just collapses.
like no, he's like immediately in surgery. Like they have a medical team standing by. He has at least 2 bags of blood given to him, at least from what we can tell.
Because of the blood poisoning.
Yeah, and she has a line here that I really want to bring home to end it. So she talks about she's always admired Prim and her mom for being healers and how they work on people who have no hope or whatever. And she's very much disdainfully talked about the loved ones who are just sitting there watching. And she's like, now is the time to run away to the woods, to hide in the trees until the patient is long gone and in another part of the seam the hammers make the coffin. But I'm held here both by the hovercraft walls and the same force that holds the loved ones of the dying. How often I've seen them ringed around our kitchen table, and I thought, why don't they leave? Why do they stay to watch? And now I know it's because you have no choice. And so I think for me, this and that is my last tab in the book. Really drives home because there is a question at the end of the movie as to whether or not she actually loves him or
Right.
she actually
For
gives a
sure.
shit.
Right.
For the
It's not
next
questioned
2
in the book.
books as well.
Yeah.
Not questioned in the book.
Yeah.
Like it is kind of, especially because he starts questioning it because he's like, is this all an act?
Yeah.
Because Haymitch has to coach her through it.
You never stop questioning it as a dude.
Well, there's a trauma bond
Oh,
at
God.
least.
There's definitely a trauma bond. I think, too, with Haymitch having to coach her through it, it has more to do with the fact that she's just a sullen person.
Yeah, she's just
She
melancholy.
doesn't do happy well. And as some, like, PTSD, the whole point is to figure out, like, especially therapy, when one has PTSD, is to figure out how to live happily. That's the point of therapy. It's not necessarily to unravel the trauma.
Yeah, to learn how to be happy again.
Yeah, and it's learn how to be okay with that. And I think that that's something that this book communicates very well. The movie does as well, especially with the next movie.
Yeah. The only, as we end the book, or in the movie, I remember reading the book, and the reason I didn't read the rest of them is like, again, not my genre, and like I wasn't into the teen dystopia.
You were also
phase.
in your broody boy era of sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever. But
You weren't like other nerds.
I wasn't like other nerds.
He was an asshole.
There you go. But I remember liking how it ends because it just ends with them on the train heading back to the district. And the movie kind of does too. It does like a little bit of like a
Because they're about to do the tour.
montage of their tour, of them starting the tour, and Haymitch being like, "You better be in love with that boy," blah blah blah, and he's whatever, and has a little thing with her on the rooftop. But the book, I remember ending very satisfyingly to where like I did not feel the need to read the next one. Basically, I was like, it ends with this like ambiguous them on the train being like, "Are we actually in love? Is this our fucking lives now? Shit, like we're gonna have to watch our backs for
Do
the
you
rest
want the
of our
last line
lives."
from the book?
Sure.
I take his hand, holding on tightly, preparing for the cameras, and dreading the moment when I will finally have to let go.
Yeah, there's a sense of hopelessness to it. There's a like shit, there's no.
And it's the resignation is back. And it's this is why the consistency of her being resigned to her fate the entire time.
The fate has changed, but the resignation is still there. Yes.
Yes.
So in that sense, I'm like, it's a classic dystopian novel where like things haven't changed all that much, have they? And then the next books get into like, well, actually, there's a revolution and blah blah blah, and there's more plot happens.
I don't
whatever.
think the revolution really starts until Mockingjay.
Until whatever, right? But it starts heading in that direction with the conspiracy.
The setup
that
comes.
happens in Fire or whatever. But the movie so I liked the almost definitive ending of the book and like the dread and the unease of it. The movie, on the other hand, because again it's very clearly made for people who read the books and know what is coming next, ends instead on like the kind of uplifting, almost Star Warsian, like Haymitch, like, you've changed things. they're not going to let this go, blah, 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 blah. And it ends with like Snow watching her on the screen and like turning away, you know, like Darth Vader marching in to like do the next thing.
Unresolved beef.
Yeah, right, exactly. It like the movie ends on a very like things have only just begun type of way, where it's, you know, which clearly it has to. It's leading into other movies, but that's just like, again, coming in with my hater light energy, where like I liked that the book ends on this very pseudo definitive note, and the movie obviously ends on this is one of several movies to come.
Yeah. Well, but that, I think,
Which if I'm viewing the movie as like a standalone, I'm like, all right, here we go.
well, but that's also the
Whatever.
movie's way of catering to those who hadn't read the books.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
because you have to, like, your book lovers are going to be with you regardless.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Oh yeah.
You gotta hook in your next guys.
Yeah.
Your
I
movie
would
guys.
have liked a better ending shot than just Snow walking off, though. That was kind of like,
Well, no, because he's the Darth Vader of the series.
I guess so. Like it worked. I guess it's fine. I guess we have seen so little of him. Again, less than 10 minutes of screen time, and he eats it up every single second. So
Garrett
sure.
would have preferred it was actually Darth Vader, but
It's cool.
I would have. No, I like that Snow's just some guy. That's honest. I love a villain that's just some guy.
Coriolanus Snow.
Anus.
Yep.
Anus.
Coriolanus and Sejanus.
Janus. Yeah.
She did that. She really chose that, huh?
I think it's definitely a Shakespeare reference. I'll get back to you on Coriolanus and the significance of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rank real quick as we're clocking in at who knows how fucking long it after I'm done editing this.
You want to go plot first?
Let's go plot. Yeah, Ashley.
I'm going to give it a 4.5. My half docking is definitely the mutts. And definitely losing some of the iconic lines that I had to read from the book. Not iconic lines, but definitely depth lines that it would have been, just delivery would have been good, especially with how star-studded of a cast you had.
Sure. Addie.
5? It's the Hunger Games. No, I'm kidding. Plot, I'd have to agree with around a 4.5. It really does hit the nail on the head. I just think it's a good movie. I think it's strong stuff. I think it does what it set out to do.
Yeah. I'll give it 4.5 too. The only
This
thing
is the most consistent we've ever ranked anything.
Yeah. The only, because again, I think it's very efficient. Again, the pacing is killer. And
I'd love a word count on how many times you said efficient in this episode.
Listen to this podcast. I pick a word probably every episode. I'm like, that's the way I describe this movie, and that is how I would describe
Over
this
and
one.
over again.
It's just efficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only things like mutts I would add. There's a few scenes I would stretch, like the end and their suicide and stuff like that. And things I'd add too, where it's like it's an adaptation. You're allowed room to expand on a few things. You're allowed a room to give like certain characters more screen time, like the careers or whatever, or Haymitch. You're like, that's the beauty of being able to adapt things, is that you can add more. That being said, if you added more, maybe it wouldn't be as efficient. So, I'm pretty happy with 4.5.
Performance. I'm going to go 5. Even Gale, my biggest critique would be Liam Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
And being that he turns into a very hateable character. And even in this one, even reading the book and objectively just seeing him as just that character, knowing that he's just a whiny dude.
Yeah.
That was actually very generous of me to say dude. By the way, I want to point that out.
You little bitch.
I'm going to say 5.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think that even the minor characters did an excellent job with their roles.
Some people only got one line, and I feel they
Like
delivered them
Kato
well.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thresh got one.
Mm-hmm.
Kato got one.
It was just notably good.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid got none, I think, and he just had his face.
Just in the interview, he has like a something or other. Yeah.
He's a little blurb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would sit at 5 too. My only real knock is Clove, and that's not a significant enough knock to like retract a point or anything. But yeah, like you're saying, like even the minor characters, like everyone makes the most use. Donald Sutherland, again, like less than 10 minutes of screen time, and he's like probably one of the most iconic villains now of the 2010s and stuff. So
A lot of that is casting too, like great casting all around.
And even when it didn't naturally align with their features that were described, the execution, I don't remember Senna being black necessarily in the book, but we got his gold eyeliner. You know, and it's friggin' Lenny Kravitz, man.
And
he's perfect for Senna.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence too. Like not like this is her first big role, and obviously she's like blown up since then and everything. But like she is genuinely doing so much subtle acting.
Facial acting.
Like this isn't
off the charts.
Yeah. Like this isn't a like she like on paper. Katniss probably does not have that many lines. Really, you know, like she's one of those protagonists who doesn't talk a whole lot, and so like that's a huge task as an actor. And the fact that she accomplished that and then like spun a really successful career out of so little really is huge.
Oh yeah.
And then production, I'm gonna give it a 4. Lighting got a dock.
Yeah,
is a contributor to that point. I'm gonna say also just the functionality pieces that they hurt you more than they hurt me, but after you spoke about them, I can't unsee it. If that makes sense.
Which ones? Like
definitely the cornucopia, definitely the hovercraft.
Yeah.
Because in actuality, the hovercraft was very militaristic in what would have been a very opulent society.
Yeah.
So, or what is an opulent society? So, why are we?
It's just boring.
Why are we suddenly functional now?
Why is it boring and functional instead of cool?
I also think that
because that's not a part that was on TV.
Yeah. I think the Capitol 2 could have been way more, or like the Capitol quarters, like the penthouse.
Yeah.
With the books, like you could push a button and food appeared. Those are things that are very easily achievable production. Not easily achievable.
Could have been a bit more sci-fi.
Yeah, but you could have leaned more into that. Could have added some of those things with minimal effort as far as detracting from the plot and detracting from screen time.
Yeah, just background shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a 4 for me.
I'd go a little higher. I didn't have a problem personally with the hovercraft, so I'd give it like a 4.5.
Okay.
I hated the cornucopia. I did really hate the cornucopia, but I appreciate so many other details, like the things that the people wore in the Capitol. And like honestly, if they had stayed a little more true to the book, it might have been less believable. Like some of that stuff doesn't translate that easily to screen. And just the way they made the districts look, the production itself, and maybe it's because I've read so much about what went into it, but yeah, it's a
bleaching eyebrows.
4.5 for me.
Yeah, I'll sit at a 4. Like the costuming is really great. The sound design is crazy at parts. You know what I mean? But yeah, the lighting, like same kind of stuff, Ash. Like the lighting brings it down. Just some of the designs get really creative for most of it, and then like really uncreative, like the cornucopia and stuff. So like I think the contrast of that being like, well, you really went all out with like the Capitol. You really went all out with the costuming, and then you did nothing for this other other stuff. And I'm like, and it's not even big stuff, but it's like, ah, man, like you really gave up there at the end.
It shows because you went out.
Same thing with the dogs and the tracker jackers. I'm like, this could be a little more, it's like, I'm just like, why did you stop being creative? There's just moments like that where I'm like, why'd you stop? So, but overall, like, shit, guys, I might like Hunger Games.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I do have to, like you're saying, kind of separate myself from like the fandom of it all, and actively. Oh damn.
Yeah.
That might be the episode title.
Death of the Fandom.
Death of the Fandom.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
because that really is what I have to do. I have to kill the moth in my head to like put this on its own pedestal and be like, Hunger Games is good actually. So what a long episode.
Oh man.
I hope you are ready for 3 more of these.
Yeah, because we're gonna be in it. Oh shit.
Oh man, welcome back. We are officially back here at the Podcast of Critics. Addie, I don't know if hopefully you'll be able to come back for at least some of the next few Hunger Games ones we do, but we won't.
For sure.
We won't promise it just now, just in case. But hopefully, we want you back.
You gonna ask me right in this moment?
Yeah,
as
we would
we're
love to have
filming
you
the
back.
podcast?
What do you say about that?
We won't
What
do.
you have to say?
We won't do. Yeah.
Oh no.
Schedule permitting, please come back because I don't want to. I need to be convinced more.
Yes,
I don't know
this
if
was
I
very
like
fun.
it. I need to be convinced to like the rest of them. Actually.
Help.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that I think Catching Fire is one of the few sequels that might be better than the original. So
That's usually people's
That's
favorite.
big. That's big. Everyone, I was saying this too. Everyone loves the second one of everything. Two Towers, Empire Strikes Back. Everyone loves the second movie. That's not a unique quality in
Did you
a
just say
trilogy.
Two Towers?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
The Two Towers.
The Two Towers.
Not the Twin Towers.
Different.
Not the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Oh.
It did come out in 2002, which was awkward.
Oh,
But,
man.
you know.
Oh, man.
Gonna hold back whatever jokes I have about that one. It's too soon.
It's too soon. And our next episode will not be out soon enough. So catch us then as we dive in for the next several episodes into the remainder of the original Hunger Games. Quadrilogy, whatever it is. Since they do a part 2.
3 books, 4 movies.
3 books, 4 movies. We'll save Songbirds and Snakes for years down the line.
All right.
What?
I don't know. We'll see what young Snow's up to once I start to give more of a shit about him, I guess. All right.
Which shouldn't take that long, in theory. But I've been Ashley.
I've been Garrett.
And I've been Addie.
And this has been the Podcast of Critics.
And may the odds be ever in your
And maybe
favor.
it'll be ever in your favor.
Yeah, we only